All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to second FinTech Close-Up. So FinTech Close-Up is a series of events organized by Baltic Finance Center, and today also together with AI Studio of Riga Business School. In these FinTech Close-Ups, we are talking with founders, key persons from Baltic FinTech companies who have built some service or product which we can see today in the market. My name is Nāris Bloks. I'm FinTech Business Education Lead in Baltic Finance Center. And today my guest, welcome, founder of the Fintelligence, Līga Viņķele.
Hi.
Hi, Līga. Nice to have you here. So before we jump and discuss more about like business and stuff about around the Fintelligence, tell us more about yourself. So what has been your journey till Fintelligence? What you have done till that?
Actually, I can share that before even studies, I had already the business because I applied for the studies in the banking school, and I was approved in this finance course. And with this good news, I received also invoice. From school. I needed to pay for my studies, but at that moment I didn't have money, and I needed to figure out how to pay for my studies. So one day I was driving to my friend and I saw something unique, and the field full of blue flowers. They are quite rare, and they are called cornflowers. So I thought that it's maybe some kind of sign, and I picked up a bunch of flowers, and the next day I was in the local market.
Started to sell flowers.
Yes. In the 2 months, every day I was collecting these flowers and going to the local market, and I sold these flowers, and the income from these flowers was between the 1,000 and 2,000 lats at that time. It was quite a big money, and I was able to pay for my studies for the first year. So yeah, and then I started my studies, and at the second year I already started to work in the finance sector in a company that was called, I don't know if they're still operating in the Baltics and Latvia, Credit. This was kind of entry position, and I was just copying the files, documents, and sending the documents between the 2 offices. And but there I had the first experience with these customers, not only in the local market, but also in the finance sector. And then I applied for the next my job, that was in the Hans Apdrošināšanas brokers. And there I actually understood that I want to continue my career in the product development, because at that time they were building this product that still exists. It's an insurance policy in the 12 payments, like in Casco and the property insurance. So I was involved in this process, and I thought that it's something exciting. I want to continue. It's not boring, because at the studies in the finance I thought that the accounting is super boring, and maybe I made the wrong choice. But at that moment I understood that product development is something that excites me, and I want to continue actually in this product development. And next was the companies, the G Money. I was responsible for the product development and project management.
So you were still studying at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I was also learning, studying in the evenings and working in the daytime. So I completely understand those who are still doing this. So, and after that, DNB Nord and also Citadel Bank after that, In
Citadel, you actually spent long years, right?
Yeah.
Also in product development, or it changed?
Also e-channel's product development. I was responsible for the internet bank and digital solutions, and we, together with a team, we were creating, actually rebuilding the internet bank, and building internet bank not only for the private persons but also for the companies, because there are like different needs, and you need to adjust internet bank also for the companies. So, and in this process, in this Citadel Bank, I understood the issue with this customer onboarding, because one of my tasks was also to train employees, and they complained about the customer onboarding, that it takes a lot of time, and customers are complaining, and I started to investigate a little bit what is the wrong in the processes, and I recognized that there's a problem with this publicly available information screening, that it's quite easy to collect information from the databases, but it's challenging to read through all publicly available information about the private persons and the companies.
So you have spent like more than 10 years in corporate environment?
15.
15 years, all right. So also you have grown your career already throughout the years. So how did you decide actually to jump and make this jump and start a startup? Yeah, so because you have already a successful career, so good income, everything, and now, okay, how you did that decision? Maybe walk us through.
Yeah, a decision was actually this idea, and the second reason was my second maternity leave. When usually women are like evaluating their the choices, and maybe thinking about the new steps, and also I wanted a little bit more freedom. I wanted to actually not to follow the corporate strategy, but to make my own strategy, and I'm always I'm a risk taker, and I love the kind of building something and building business. So, and I don't regret it. I returned from my maternity leave, and after 2 months, I decided that that I will create my own company. That this is challenge I want to solve. And even during the maternity leave, I spent some time to validate the idea, because my first idea was maybe it's only a problem for the one financial institution. Maybe it's not like a problem in the market. So I spent some couple of months to talk to other financial institutions and to people in the finance sector to understand this problem.
Was that your only idea which you actually wanted to pursue outside of the corporate environment, or you had several and this was just the biggest
The
jackpot?
first was actually the very stupid idea about like some kind of children entertainment, but it was kind of idea from my maternity leave. But no, actually yes. And the second, I had a colleague in a bank, and she also left the bank, and we were like meeting time to time, and we somehow discussed this idea and decided that we need to start this startup. Yeah, and
all right. So you already mentioned that this idea, but maybe you can go a bit in details. What is the business model that Fintelligence do? What is your core processes?
Fintelligence has solution that searches and analyzes publicly available information. That means that we are automating this screening, like this publicly available information screening to detect potential risks. That means that if someone wants to onboard a customer, they need to check their background, and they need to read all the articles on the Google. So it takes a lot of time. You need to know languages to detect potential risks, and it's a super manual and time-consuming process.
Yeah, and how intelligence helps to improve that business? So it's mandatory for everyone to do that. So maybe give us a bit broader landscape of this. Why this is now the issue?
Yeah, this is a regulatory requirement that financial institutions need to check publicly available information about customers in the onboarding and also monitor them. They need to check at least in the 3 languages, Latvian, Russian, and English. There are several keywords, so it takes a lot of time to just Google this information. So we are automating it, and additionally, we are not screening only in these 3 languages, but more than 100 languages.
And where you are screening, it's only Google or some other sources as well? So what are publicly available?
No, we are taking this information from the Google, and we consider to add also other search engines, so to get wider, like a bigger picture about the all issues, because about the Russian companies, most of the information is in the Yandex. So we try to figure out how to solve, because if you click now on the Yandex, this is not available information, but there are many news and information that you need to consider if your partners, for example, from the Russia or background in the Russia.
How big is the Fintelligence team?
At the moment, we are 3, the team that created this company. But we already have a list of potential employees that we will soon onboard. So yeah, we are at the moment 3.
And from client side, so what is the client demand for this service? So how this process is going? Like the clients are willing to use your solution, or they are still just investigating?
It's still challenging, but before the war, we were also thinking that it's only for a solution for the banks and financial institutions. But now we see that demand is also from the different industries. For example, law offices are also interested in this solution, real estate companies, also investors that wants to check startups and founders. Gambling companies, so different kind of
already.
Yeah, and especially after the war started, everybody is interested to check partners, and not only customers, also partners.
Okay, let's talk about building a business. So it's never easy, yeah? So there are a lot of learnings, and usually the founder stories are with some bittersweet or even sad milestones. So maybe you can share some of your major milestones, what has happened throughout the year. So you have been built this product for 5 years, right? And so maybe you can share what has been the difficulties there.
Oh, there are a lot of difficulties. It's not easy. Before you start, think twice. But yes, we actually started from the 0 2 times. The first time in the different perspectives, from the team perspective and also from the technology perspective. First solution was completely different than we now have, because of these technology changes. At the beginning, we were building our own algorithms in the 3 languages, but it's super challenging. You need to collect a lot of data to actually train these algorithms. And nowadays, don't do that. Yeah, and the second is a team aspect, because we started company with a different technical co-founder, and there were several aspects why we decided to close our cooperation. The first and the main aspect is that he was from the Russia, and when the war started, we needed to stop this cooperation. And the second is also the willingness to learn or listen to customer feedback, and it's very essential if you're to listen to the customers, and if someone in the team doesn't understand that, it's critical.
So what it cost, okay, you actually answered already, so you had to start again to build. So was that a bad technological decision, or technology wasn't there yet when you actually started to create the solution?
Yeah, when we started, it was like it's like AI has before ChatGPT and after. It was some years before. So now we are using large language models in our technology, and it's a completely different level and accuracy and everything. So.
And from team perspective, the hard lesson learned. So of course, but how you imagine if the war wouldn't be started, so you would still proceed with this technical co-founder, or like these other matters anyway was
other matters was anyway, and this was kind of lost in this decision, and actually the company was operating almost a year without the technical co-founder, and I needed to take also this role, and it was crazy times. I was just you cannot even imagine how it is if you are without technical skills, and your test customers are calling and saying your system is not working, and I say, okay, in 2 days it will work, and then you are just putting in the YouTube and trying to solve these technical issues, and then you are writing some numbers that you even don't know what it means, and you are changing something, and it's like it was crazy months, and I actually already informed the investors that we will close the company, and in the next week I received a message on the LinkedIn, someone from my network that connected me and said, I have something interesting, maybe you want to see that. And I said, okay, yeah, but I said, okay, I will tell him later this news that I already ended my...
But good, you touched a good point. So how to choose like technical or other co-founders? How did you actually change that on your second try? So what you looked for?
Yeah, we tried actually to onboard technical co-founder a few times. We met with some IT specialists, but there was no match between us, because whether there was some kind of different understanding, whether like different mindset, and we had a couple of meetings with potential technical co-founders, and nobody was like a perfect match until we met our existing co-founder Artur's, because it's like if you onboard like a team, you need to be all in one page, because it will not be like an easy journey. There will be many challenges and difficulties, and it's worse than marriage.
Marriage is easier to divorce.
Yeah, yeah. It's something like all time in the conflict, because every day there are new challenges and new difficulties you need to solve, and it's not like a pinky picture what you see, and you need to be on the same page all the time. And Artur's was the perfect match, because he had already the startup experience. He understood very good what it means to build a startup.
You mentioned you also had investors. So how did you get the money already when you had only the idea, or that was some early stage investment? So
yes, it was, I think, before even we pivoted with the first with first customers. Yes, because with the first technology we had onboarded the customers, we tested with them, and we received the feedback, and this feedback was not very good. We needed to change, we needed to improve our algorithms, and yeah, actually in the stage when we started to onboard the first test customers, we received investment.
So till that you were funding by yourself, that the
Yeah,
first algorithm, so that part was
yes.
your own, and then
2 years every day like searching articles in order to teach algorithms. Yeah, you need to collect a large number of these articles in the 3 languages. You need to in order to balance this algorithm, you need the positive articles and the negative articles. Yeah.
So you had to sell more flowers to finance your business.
Yeah, but that's why you need actually the family support. And actually my husband supported me through this journey, and yes, you need a lot of flowers.
Okay, so one like big lesson learned is that the right co-founders, the right technology matters a lot. Otherwise, you can throw it out, and you actually thrown it out. Yeah. So what happens then afterwards? So you start from scratch. How you do that?
We started from the scratch. Actually, with we had only design of the system.
The UI and design.
Yeah, it's not like a technical part, but only the part that sees the customers, and that was I think, yeah, design, and I was the only thing that left in this company, and the company name. And we started from the zero, but we didn't want to like start new company because we already had the test customers. We wanted to actually turn these test customers as a paying customers. We offered them the possibility to test again this new solution, and in this testing, after the testing, we converted them as a paying customers.
But how you got those test customers? So you were going to the companies and just trying to get some attention. So how do you do that, or use your network?
First of all, use my network, but second, our idea was not to go to each company, but to go to the associations, because there are many similar companies, and you can easily test whether they are interested or not. So yeah.
Okay. All right, let's check our audience. Maybe you have some questions from audience. We have a question here. You will have to, catch the...
What is the main difference or advantage between your service and major list providers like Dow Jones or LexisNexis?
We are doing it, this information screening analysis, also searching and analyzing this information in real time. We don't have a database. That is a plus and minus. Plus, from the perspective that there can be more information, because these big solutions, they collect information in from the trustful sources, and it's kind of day minus, because not always you can like find the negative aspects in these databases, like collected information. Sometimes you can find more in this Google search, and what we do, we gather from the Google, and afterwards apply AI algorithms to analyze these news.
But in my opinion, it's very hard to sell your service, because, for example, I, as a financial institution, have a first priority to comply with the sanction lists, PEPs, and adverse media. It's only third my priority.
Yes.
And basically, if you don't offer services with PEPs and sanctions, it's additional integration for me. And how do you solve this?
Yeah. There are actually 2 ways. Most of the banks already have this critical part, that is sanctions and PEPs, but they are doing manually this adverse media part, or they have, and they want to combine with other solutions to detect more this negative information. Another way, what we are doing, we are trying to partner with these big KYC anti-money laundering platforms, and to add our service in that, because our solution is like a piece of puzzle that could be inserted in different platforms.
Like a bundling, with
Yeah.
other services.
So you're actually not competing with them, but you're
No.
complementary
Yes,
actually to
yes,
them. You're actually
yes.
just solving some one part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And also with these database holders, we try to approach them and sell also our solution.
All right.
And yeah, I think you answered on last questions. You can answer online, yeah? For example, if I choose your service for online onboarding, we are sending a request, and online we can receive answer from you, yeah?
Yes, yes.
I see there is potential
API.
client already sold.
Okay.
Yeah, so
No, I'm not a financial institution.
You know, yeah, this is a solution only, we are only B2B, like only like for the companies, not for the private person. So.
all right.
Okay, good.
Do we
Thank you.
have some other questions from audience? Yes. Throw the mic from both sides.
So if I understand correctly, your company essentially offers like anti-money laundering services, right?
Yes, we detect risks not only that are related to anti-money laundering, but also different kind of, we detect negative information such as tax evasion, sanction evasion, also damage to environment. So a lot of aspects that are negative and can influence this onboarding or partnerships in the future.
But as I understand, your company is based on like technology that do the money instead of like auditors, right?
What?
Like manual, there's no manual.
No,
right?
no,
So
no,
it's
no manual.
automatic.
No, no. It's this is we are using artificial intelligence algorithms that analyze this information in 100+ languages, and also it is possible to create also these reports and receive information in the 100+ languages.
That's good, but how did you develop these AI models, and also are they reliable?
Are they reliable? That is why we are always giving the access to the customers, and they can test and compare with the other solutions, or actually from their experience know if they are reliable. Usually they have already like test cases, some well-known persons or some kind of
Andris Bērziņš.
Aivars Lamberts is our favorite test
Yeah.
case, yes. And everybody knows the profile of this customer, and they can compare whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah, that's a good question. So if you are using like large language models, so the hallucination is usually an issue. So also, is that something at some point that you have tried to solve, and there has been an issue with that?
We concluded in the autumn one big research on these large language models. So what is actually the best fit in our case with the University of Latvia? So we made a big survey. It was like more than 80 pages that we compared in the different like test cases, and then we saw the results, like outcomes with these different models.
What are the key models? OpenAI, of course.
Yes.
What else?
They are different. We are using OpenAI, one of the OpenAI.
All right. All right. Any more questions? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there is another question from audience. One more. Let's take one more.
So you've been working on it for 5 years. So what I wanted to ask you was, for example, for someone like me, someone in their 20s, would you actually recommend going into the corporate world, or just heading straight into the minefield that startups and open for investment?
I think that the most important is to have a right idea to solve, actually, to test this idea. If you have like in your mind idea, maybe you can start, I don't know, actually, In my case, it was from my experience in the bank. I saw that there is an issue, and I saw that's a crazy process that was super manual, and the things that they were doing, I thought it was crazy because they were just putting in the Google, then reading, and then making print screens, and some even were printing out the results. And I thought that, yeah, it's a crazy process.
So no answer for
No
you,
answer, yes, it depends. If you have a very good, but I suggest to test this idea with different kind of companies and talk with the persons and validate whether it's a really problem. Because the startups fail of the wrong, they are trying to reinvent the bicycle.
So seems that you have the right idea. So what's like your experience? So what are the key drivers for Fintelligence growth? So why are you able to pull this off? Yeah. So what's happening in that space?
I think the right people around us also.
Like the team or outside?
Also outside, because you need someone who really trusts your idea and also promote like further. You need first customers, and after that you receive like feedback from them, and also they suggest your solution to others. So I think that it's very critical that you have the right persons, and we also at the beginning had the persons that said, "Don't stop, go further, do that."
But those are like customers, or those were some outside, like investors, or some, I don't know, from your network who said, yeah, this is good idea, just don't drop it and keep
customers, actually
customers,
yeah, and experts in this industry, and also this anti-money laundering specialists that say that, yeah, it's a real problem and you need to build, and they were happy that we met with the second time, and that we are not giving up and trying to actually solve this.
So the first customers should be right persons. That's one of the key drivers for Fintelligence growth. Something else that you see as a key drivers?
Team is super important, especially in the beginning. You just without the right team, it's not possible.
All right. You already mentioned that you like to build the products, so that was something that you found early in your career, that you want to develop the products, not to do accounting, for sure. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But building products for businesses are way harder than building products for consumers, yeah, because to get some business attention, so it takes just long sales cycles and so on. So what is like in your company, the mindset, how to actually build a product and see that businesses will take them? So how do you shape it?
We are iterating also with the customers. At the first, we give the access to our system to potential customers even before onboarding. Then we receive the feedback, and in this stage, we can understand what we still need to develop, and we can return to these customers after we have implemented this in our system, and yeah, and also you need a mindset of not giving up, because sometimes it happens that one in the company says no to you, but the other says, "Oh, it's a great idea. Just come and show us what you have done." So it's super essential in the startups not to give up and just to continue, just to try to speak to almost everybody, and I can also share that sales in LinkedIn is not working, so you need some kind of network. Also, conferences is very good. So, or you need like someone who suggests your solution to others.
How many times you wanted to give up? So.
Well.
Like seriously, how did
seriously?
You said, yeah, this is it. I don't want to do this anymore. So.
Not seriously every day, but but yeah, seriously. Like I think that once when I didn't had this co-founder, I was trying to somehow manage this technical part. It's like you are blind and you are watching theater. You are doing something and you don't know what you are doing. It's like crazy, yeah.
And what made you not to give up? So what was the push in the right direction?
I think that communication with next co-founder, and I saw that there is an opportunity to save the company, to actually start everything from the zero. Also customers, when you see that, okay, there is some kind of traction, they are not paying, but they are interested, they are using, you see that they are using your solution, and you are motivated to continue.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's a good realization that in the founder's life, there will be many situations when you want to give up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones who succeed actually are ones who are not giving up. Yeah. So, yeah, about the customer-centric approach. So I hear it a lot that you want to create the customer-centric product. So you take feedback from customers and then integrate. So how to maintain this balance that you are creating product, not your customers actually are just saying how to build it or something. So how you keep this path?
Yeah, I'm lucky because I have a technical co-founder who is already the second time founder, and what we do, we collect this feedback from the customers, but after that we also evaluate how many customers say that it is a problem and the things that we need to improve, because everybody wants that in next day you have like a full cycle KYC anti-money laundering system, but it's not real with a small team, and you need to decide which aspects are critical, which need to implement as soon as possible, and what kind of features can wait.
Yeah, so this is that you still have to drive the vision of the product. Yes, of course, the customer feedback is really good, but then customers sometimes just shoot something in the dark, and hopefully someone will listen. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are just counting how many times we are saying the same.
Yeah.
And we are actually after some time making these sessions when we gather the after half a year or year, we gather the feedback, and then we will also make the new list of these features.
All right, so we have also a live stream on YouTube, and there are some questions also from the audience on other side of the screen. So one question is, would you do other kind of startup if you would start it now?
I have a couple of ideas, but this will be do after the exit. So yeah, we have a couple of ideas.
Okay, so there is already next potential businesses which you want to build.
Yeah. And also directions of this product is also this is not like only application in this. I think that there are also some kind of we have already ideas how we could use this solution in a little bit different way.
I also heard that you said that after the exit you will do the next idea. So how you actually think about this business? This is something that is just for short period of time. You want to build it and then pass it to someone else to actually develop it further. So how do you shape it in your head?
Life is you don't know what will tomorrow happen. Yeah, we have a lot of ideas and we are open to offers. So actually we are building for the moment, and we hope that someone will buy this startup, and yes, and we have ideas what we want to build next, and I have a personal idea what I will do with this money because we are a team, 2 females and one our technical co-founder, and we have a vision that we want to create fund for the female founders. So yeah.
Okay, but personally, yeah, you are more the builder, so it means that at some point when you build a product, then it's not appealing for you to actually keep it growing in like corporate environment? Yeah, so that's something you don't want to do.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We
All
want
right.
next big issues, problems, and headaches.
Yeah. Another question from the YouTube audience. So how are you protected from the threat that someone will copy and sell your product service for cheaper price? Yeah, so what is your differentiator and how you compete with that?
Yeah, we had already previously discussions about the patenting and everything that it takes a lot of time and money, and I think that in the well, there are no like super unique products or solutions that someone couldn't steal or build, but we just try to make it more unique. At the beginning, it was super simple, and we tried to add new features that will differentiate from the others, and also it's like to create a more unique product that is not so easily to copy.
Can you give some example? What is unique aspect of your product?
We are adding additional features. For example, now we have the possibility to visualize the company structures, and after that, in a one click, to just receive the also publicly available information for the all involved persons. So. And we have a couple of ideas what we will add in the future.
All right, good. So let's check audience here. Is there any question? Seems that, yeah, there is one.
So in my experience, large language models tend to perform less well with small languages. You said that there's over 100 languages that you currently screen.
Mm-hmm.
So has there been a problem with, for example, a small language? If there's a person that you want to check out, they're from a country, let's say, that has a language that only a couple of million people use as opposed to, say, English. Has that been a challenge? Or in practice, maybe there's just availability in English for sanctions and anti-money laundering? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We see that in the Latvian, this large language models performs very good. Sometimes there might be some kind of endings or some kind of these kind of errors, but we concluded this research in the autumn, and we selected the models that perform very good in the all Baltic languages, at least. So as we are now more focused on the Baltic market.
And then a similar question regarding AI. The internet is getting filled more and more with AI-generated content, including AI-generated text. Has that been an issue for your company?
Issue was with fake news. This is issue. Also about the content that is paid by some kind of third part. I think more in the negative aspect, like some pays for the negative article if he wants to write about the Norris, some kind of bad things.
Everyone would like to write something about me.
So it's yeah, about this fake news. This is issue. We are just like analyzing and then like showing all this news, but we still need to figure out how to like detect these fake news. And yeah, it's also auto-generated this texts about the persons, and also the fake profiles. This is in the dating issue. Yeah, and the AI-generated pictures also.
But you're trying to tackle these challenges, yeah? So you have some solution, or you're just still trying to figure out
No, we don't have at the moment. We have like partially solved the issue with the same names and surnames, because if you just put in the Google and there's Andris Bērziņš, there are several persons with the name Andris Bērziņš. We have created additional field that narrows down the results, like you can add that he's entrepreneur, for example, or link to the like company. So yeah, that we solved partially, but it also not in all cases. We have like a solution. If you check for the Andris Berziņš, and there are several persons, this system gives out that we detected that there are several persons. Please check all the articles. And for the each article, we are not only like detecting whether it's like negative or neutral, but also we are giving the reason why algorithms think that it's negative or neutral news.
Also, the question from YouTube, and we are actually already going to the next section about emerging technology. So, in the age of so many AI tools coming up each week, each month, so what is like next step for your business? How to protect and be in front of that? And do you feel some risks based on that because the AI is taking over already?
Yes, there are like many companies coming out with these new AI solutions, but we try to build partnerships, not like focus more on each company and onboard each company, but try to be in the platforms as additional service, so you can you have like more customers than like one, for example, here in Riga, but you are in the big platform, and yes, so this year we will also share some news regarding this.
And if we zoom out from like Fintelligence case only, but like on the broader fintech industry, so how do you see this emerging technology? Different kinds of them will change the finance of the future. What's your take on that?
I think that it will. I think it's good that there are so many technologies because it will reduce the cost of existing technologies. Also, put the pressure of existing solutions to improve them and also reduce the cost. And I hope that it will like not only these technologies will be used not only in the banks but also in the smaller companies. The costs will go down, and we also target like medium-sized companies and, for example, also banks. But to onboard one bank, it takes at least a year.
So you actually need to get some smaller clients.
Yeah, to just to refine also your solution, to improve constantly, and to survive.
How do your company follow these technology trends? Are you going to the conferences to get something new, or there's like technical co-founder who just comes in the morning in the coffee and then tells everyone, hey, there's new AI tool, or you are not following at all?
We are all following on the news and sharing the news between us, and we are going to the conferences. This year we were in the Startup Days, Tech Chill, and next week we are going to the Baltic Fintech Days. And after that, we already have a list of conferences. And actually, here in the conferences, you can hear the news and also discussions. What other things? What will be the new trends? And also talk with customers from the different countries and see whether this issue or your solution they are interested or not.
From your experience, like as a startup, if you're going to the conferences and investing your time and money to go there, is there a return on that investment to go there? So that have you grown business through conferencing?
Yes, because you can like a little bit test this like environment. Also, I was in the Sweden in the February, and it's like totally different than conferences here in Baltics. There are totally different people, and you can. I tried to onboard. The conversation still is on the process. So let's see. Connections from the others. Sometimes you can connect also not only with other companies in the conference, but also in your like environment, or you are going from the delegation, and you meet each other in these conferences, and sometimes there are good partnership opportunities.
Just from the network, from
Yeah,
yeah, all right.
This is one place where everybody meets.
All right, so let's circle back to your favorite topic about the fintech product development. So, as here also a lot of students here. So, what would be your like tips or tricks? What you have understood from building the product? Yeah. So, what could be useful for the students?
Building products in the corporate environment and the startup is a little bit different, because in the corporate environment you have a lot of other people that help to build your product. For example, you have one from the legal department, one from the marketing, one from IT, one from compliance, and you have like many people, and it is easier to build a product than in the startup, because there you are like a couple of persons, and there are many aspects that you need to know or understand. And I think in the startup is better to build a product and constantly talk to other persons, or ask for the help also to institutions, or for example the Bank of Latvia can help, or FinTech Association with some kind of advice, or even data agency. So you can just ask for the help.
Like in corporate environment, there's of course more resources, but what are the limitations if you want to build actually the product in the corporate environment?
Yeah, this is another, yeah. It takes years to build something in the corporate environment, and in the startup you can just do it in the 1 week or 2 weeks, something that changes everything. And yeah,
so
there are pluses and minuses.
It's like in corporate environment, you can get more resources and maybe contacts from the company, but there is limitation to build like you imagine to build, because there's corporate strategy. You have to align with that. In startup, you don't have that much resources and network, but then you are more free to build it, right?
Yeah, but also in the corporate, there is more knowledge actually in the every area. For example, legal aspects, and in a startup, you a little bit are afraid of like fail with some kind of like aspect that you didn't like recognize or didn't know, or something like that.
All right. Is there some other tip or trick? Okay, one is the corporate. You can be more in safer environments. Something else.
Best tip is not to give up.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, if you give up, then you already fail.
Yeah. And also, don't be afraid of no. If the customers say no, also this I'm actually encourage customers to say no, potential customers to say no if they are not interested, because we are not wasting my time and their time, and I'm more concentrating on the other customers.
All right, let's zoom out a bit from the fintech, from Fintelligence to Latvian startup ecosystem. So I know that you are also active in that space. Maybe you can share. So what do you think about Latvian startup ecosystem? How it's growing or not growing? What's happening there?
I'm also the Startup Council member or chairwoman in the Latvian Trade Organization. And yes, about the startup ecosystem, I think that it's growing, and there are good news that there will be 3 new funds. I think it will speed up a little bit, because between these funds, previous autumn funds and the new ones, there was some years, I think, even. And for the startups, they need money actually to grow, to onboard new team members, to implement new things. And I think that it will accelerate this funding, also the startup ecosystem, and I hope that there will be new startups. I encourage also you all
So those
to
three
start
three
something.
funds, they will be topical for some kind of topic. This money will be given for startups. I don't know.
They're focusing on each on the build IT on the Internet of Things, and
Internet of Things.
Allplast is on the FinTech's B2B SaaS solutions, and the third is Bad Ideas Fund, and they are investing in different kind, except deep techs, I think, and yeah.
So if students have some idea, they actually can go to these three funds and try to fund their idea, get some investor.
Yeah, pitch their idea and talk.
And overall, like the activity from like students or whatever founders, it's growing year over year. So you see that there are more startups being created, or it's more or less stable.
The last years, I think that were stable due to the fact that there was no money to actually to start to build something. Then you need to like some kind of money actually to start, because the startup is not ready. Your solution is not ready in the one day. It takes, as I heard from the Mārcis Goģis, previous like speaker, it took them 6 months to build the first version. For us, it took a little bit more.
Few years more.
few years more, and you need to survive in this period and to develop your idea and to make something. So I hope that this funding will accelerate this startup ecosystem.
Great to hear, yeah, because I think of course we need ideas, but we also need some money to realize those ideas. All right, let's check our audience. The last opportunity to ask some question, if you have. Yeah, there is one more question. If there's somewhere, microphone. Yep, just throw it. Great catch.
But like, how did you even come up with this idea of your project?
In bank, I was working in a bank, and one of the employees complained that this customer onboarding takes a lot of time, and customers are coming and asking when will be the account opened, and they struggled, and usually for the non-residents, this account opening takes up to 1 month even.
And how where do you find the developers and the partners for your business?
I started a business with my colleague from the bank, and next co-founder we met in the one tech event, first one, and the second actually approached me. So it's a
internal network.
Internal network, and I recommend to actually choose from your network the person, because when you start, it will not be easy, and there will be many challenges, and you need to know this person, their pluses, minuses, and you will need to deal with them for a couple of years for sure.
All right, some other questions?
Yeah, thank you.
And there's one more.
So what I wanted to ask you about was, you said you used OpenAI. Why do you not use, because I'm guessing like you pay for OpenAI calls whenever you do them.
Yeah.
Why not self-host DeepSeek?
It's also the challenge. We are, how would it be correct to say? we care about the technology we deliver, and the DeepSeek is made in China.
So political aspects, yeah.
Yeah, it's also important. Also financial sector, and if we would target the defense sector, it's even more. So you need to also we are also checking our partners and investors' reputation before we start something to do with them.
All right.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, one more question there. Great.
Just quickly on the DeepSeek, I believe people have released models without the Chinese sensors. I think there's one called DeepSeek 7076 that has all those sensors removed. But I actually wanted to ask about the co-founders thing. I remember explicitly my economics teacher telling me that there are no friends in business. What she meant is that you should be hesitant to go and co-found, for example, with an actual friend of yours, a friend that's outside the business world. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. My co-founders are not my very close friends, but I know them for some time. I know my co-founder Vita from my experience in the bank, and I know already her for some more than 10 years. So I know I know her what she's like doing in her work, and this like I have a trust in her. And I think that you need to know person before you start the business. And yeah.
But would you co-found with like close friend?
Yeah.
With husband?
Husband, no. Husband, no, because
why not?
Because there are so many like challenges, and you are constantly like you're just testing and failing, and I think that it's not a good idea to start business with your husband, but with your ex-colleagues, we actually created together a new version of Citadel Internet Bank, and she was responsible for this private person's part, and I was responsible for this company's part. So before we started also cooperating with our Arturs, we also met, we talked a lot, and it was not a decision in one day. We needed to make sure that he is the right fit in our team.
All right. All right, so we, yeah, the last question, and then we have to wrap up.
What's your plan before the exit? How to increase the value of company? Some additional investment rounds, or you are already profitable?
We are already raising the money for the things we want to implement, and to onboard new customers, because now we are doing it still in the I'm doing it myself, and in order to receive this feedback, but we have an idea that we will create a self-service platform, because it also costs to onboard each customer and yes, and to create additional value, we need new products, new solutions in our system, and also customers. We need to onboard the customers, new customers.
Thank you.
All right. Great. So you have shared a lot of experience and also gave already a lot of advices. But before we, or maybe to summarize all our discussion, so if you were to give one piece of advice for someone who wants to start a fintech company today, what it would be and why? Yeah. So besides not giving up, of course, that's clear. Yeah. So, but what else?
It's most important.
Yeah. So what else you could give, like summarizing all what we have discussed today?
Find a good idea. It's very essential to actually to test.
How to know that it's good?
Test, validate, talk. Actually, maybe think about the future challenges. Maybe this is not a problem at the moment, but it will be. And talk and validate with how many people you can actually from your network ask from your friends, maybe some introductions, and try to understand what are the critical features, not to build like we spend actually a lot of time, because in the beginning we wanted to build the whole AML KYC platform, and we lost half a year just to putting it together, and then we were like put it all in this Excel sheets, and And then we discovered that, oh no, we don't have a resources so much. So yeah, to be critical, and maybe you at the beginning need some kind of person that helps to understand, and some like reality check from the outside.
All right, so here you have it. So get an idea and validate it before you actually build and spend a lot of money and time. Yeah? So that's a very good piece of advice. All right, I will say thank you to Līga.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have also a small present for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Before we close our event, so I just want to say that there will be next FinTech Close-Up event on April 16th. The special guest will be announced soon, so we are still working on that. Thank you for being, and also you can follow the Baltic Finance Center on LinkedIn to find out more what we are doing, what are the next events and opportunities. So thank you, and see you next time.
Thank you.